Hello, my name is Dwayne Dortch, and I'm excited to bring you another installment of our web performance video series. This time we'll be talking about a tool that everyone who's serious about web performance should have in their bag. It's mPulse, Optimized Real User Monitoring, or RUM solution. Synthetic monitoring tools like Web Page Test and Pingdom measure performance of a single page of your site from a controlled lab setting. mPulse, on the other hand, captures 100% of your real user traffic and provides meaningful insights into real-world end-user performance. We recommend using both synthetic and RUM measurements for a complete understanding of performance. There are several important capabilities of mPulse that make it unique. First of all, mPulse collects performance data from every site visitor and gives you a full real-time view of performance. Secondly, it visualizes performance data through easy-to-use and customizable dashboards. It also stores performance data at full fidelity for 13 months, allowing you to do year-over-year analysis. It also correlates performance data to business metrics, allowing you to understand how performance impacts your bottom line. Next, it also helps to identify the root cause of performance issues, providing ways to quickly isolate and resolve problems. And it proactively alerts on performance violations based on machine learning anomaly detection. Let's begin our tour of mPulse by looking at the various dashboard types that are available. mPulse can be used throughout the organization and can provide a single pane of glass through which to view performance data. As we see in the library view, dashboards can be organized into folders based on functional teams. Dashboards in the Performance Overview folder provide high-level performance information. These dashboards include the Core Web Vitals dashboards and dashboards for comparing performance between releases. Dashboards exist for operational monitoring, including dashboards for bot traffic analysis, application errors, and CDN metrics. The Business Impact folder contains dashboards to show the relationship between performance and business metrics, including a dashboard for predictive analytics and for conversion impact. Dashboards in the Performance Analysis folder provide deep insight into the root cause of performance issues, allowing developers and architects to quickly identify hotspots within the application. Let's take a look at some of the dashboards in each of these folders. The Overview dashboard provides high-level performance data that we can drill into for more detail. Here I can see that 98% of my traffic is coming from the US. Let's filter to just US traffic by selecting United States from the Countries filter. Each state looks good, as you can see from the green color, except for Oregon. Let's drill into Oregon and see what's going on there. The median load time is 13.89 seconds from Oregon, and the poor performance is on the product page, which makes up 58% of the traffic from Oregon. So let's filter to the product page. A few things pop out. First, 89% of the traffic is from desktop, where before most of our site traffic was mobile. Also, the poor performance is coming from Chrome. Let's expand Chrome to look at the versions of Chrome that are accessing our site. And we see that the poor performance is coming from an older version of Chrome, Chrome 61. This leads me to believe that this is bot traffic hitting our product page. There are options in mPulse not to include bot traffic if you want to exclude this type of data from your reporting. But hopefully you can see how easy it is to drill into specific segments of your user population using dashboard filters. Next, let's take a look at the Core Web Vitals dashboard. Google recently introduced new signals that impact SEO rankings, so it's important that we understand and are able to measure these new metrics. This Core Web Vitals dashboard allows us to do just that for our real users. Widgets are available for each of the three metrics: largest contentful paint, cumulative layout shift, and first input delay. The middle group of widgets shows the pages that are impacted, and the bottom widgets show the trending over time. Another important dashboard is the comparison dashboard. In this example, we're comparing two time periods, May 7 to May 8. This could represent the time between application releases or other application changes. And we're comparing several types of performance data, including business metrics, network timings, core web vitals, image performance, and so on. We can see that we had over twice as many page views and completed sessions, and also over double the number of orders and revenue between these two dates. Like all other dashboards, this dashboard can be customized to show the data that you want to compare. Let's take a look at some of the dashboards in the Business Impact folder. These dashboards are often used by marketing and business analyst teams to understand the relationship between performance and business goals. The Metrics dashboard is used to show the correlation between performance and metrics that matter to the business. mPulse collects certain session metrics out of the box, like page views, completed sessions, bounce rate, session length, and duration. But it also allows you to create custom business metrics. So if you're a retailer, things like conversion rate and revenue are important to you. If you're a financial institution, things like account openings, credit card applications, or fund transfers are important to you. If you're a media company, metrics like ad revenue or percentage of videos played are key for you to track. A custom metric can be set up to capture whatever the activity you're driving your customers to perform. That metric can then be correlated to performance. In this example, we see the average conversion rate over this 7-day period is 2.6%. But let's look at the correlation graph below. The green line represents the conversion rate, and the x-axis is the page load time. The blue area represents the number of completed sessions at a given page load time. Hovering over the intersection of the green and blue lines, we see that when the page load is 2.25 seconds, the conversion rate improves significantly to 4.26%. And the conversion rate drops significantly after 2.5 seconds. This graph tells us that users will convert more when their page load times are 2.25 seconds or better versus the current 2.85 second median. So if we want to maximize conversion on the current site, our goal would be a 2.25 second or better load time for as many users as possible. Now that we know that there's a direct correlation between performance and our business goals, let's look at how to quantify that. The What If dashboard is a predictive analytics tool that uses data modeling to predict the impact of better performance on other metrics. This example predicts that a 1-second reduction in page load time would result in an increase in conversion rate of 0.53% to 3.16, and an increase in order value of 4.8 million to 28.4 million over the 7-day period that we've selected. Moving down the dashboard, we can perform our own what-if predictions by moving the page slider. What if I'm able to get my load time down to 2 seconds? We can now see the impact on our important metrics. And likewise, if something happened to degrade performance by 500 milliseconds, we can see the negative impact on our key metrics. The What If dashboard is a great tool for helping to quantify the impact of performance on the business and helping to justify the investment in performance tools and best practices. Well, now that we know that performance matters to the business and we can actually quantify that impact, it's time to start tuning the site so that we can realize the predicted gains. But where do we start in the tuning process? Should we start with the worst performing page, or is there a better way to understand tuning priorities? This is where the Conversion Impact dashboard comes in. This dashboard tells us the pages whose performance has the most impact on our business goals. It's basically examining the pages in the session flow and prioritizing the pages that, if made faster, will have the biggest impact on our goal. Here, the blue bar represents the correlation score of the page, and the green dot is the current page load time. Of the 3 pages with the highest correlation score, the category page has the highest load time, so there's probably some low-hanging fruit there that we can find and fix on that page. And this takes us to the performance analysis dashboards. These dashboards are used by developers and architects to quickly identify the root cause of performance issues. We'll look at two of these dashboards here. The first is the Resource Tree Map dashboard. As you can see, we've filtered to just the category page. This dashboard visualizes the various types of resources that make up the page and give them a color grade based on their performance. The size of each resource box indicates the amount of that resource type on the page. So the largest resource type is JavaScript, followed by images. Clicking into the JavaScript box shows the domains that are serving JavaScript to the category page. Again, the colors indicate performance. Clicking on the domain shows all the JavaScript resources from that domain and their performance. This is a quick way to visually understand page resource performance. A final dashboard is the Aggregate Resource Waterfall dashboard, which shows resource performance in the context of the page load process. Again, we're filtered to the category page. Each domain that serves content to the page is listed on the left row. For each domain, content types are color-coded. So gray is JavaScript, purple images, green CSS, blue HTML. Also important are the vertical lines, which represent phases of the page load process. The first line is time to first byte, followed by DOM content loaded, start render, and finally DOM ready. Our goal is to try to understand the resources responsible for the gaps between the lines. We see that the largest gap is between start render and DOM ready. As we scroll down the list, we see lots of JavaScript resources. But there is a huge JavaScript here from Core Metrics that takes 708 milliseconds to download. There are also several images that could likely be deferred to speed up the time that the page is usable. Well, that concludes our review of some of the dashboards. Let's talk about some other capabilities in mPulse, like alerting. mPulse is a great tool for being made aware of performance violations through alerts. Two types of alerts are supported. Static alerts allow you to set fixed performance thresholds for any timer or metrics that we collect. So, for example, if largest contentful paint exceeds 2 seconds, send me an alert. Alerts can be sent in the form of an email, a webhook if you want to integrate with the help desk or ticketing application, and we also integrate with PagerDuty and Slack. The second type of alert is anomaly detection, where mPulse employs a statistical model that represents the normal behavior range based on historical data and triggers an alert when conditions fall outside of that range. Again, anomaly alerts can be set on any timer or metric collected by mPulse. Well, now that you're able to capture all this rich performance data, you'll want to share it with others in your organization, either on a scheduled basis or as a one-off event. You can do this with mPulse reports. Reports contain one or more dashboards and are delivered as either a URL to the dashboard or as an image. Well, that brings us to the end of our tour. Hopefully you understand that mPulse is an industry-leading RUM solution that helps you understand the state of your current performance, how fast you need to be to meet your business objectives, and the changes you need to make to get faster. It's a great addition to any web performance toolkit. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you in the next video.